After building a Greek god physique myself, I realized that basically the entire fitness industry is lying to you. They're teaching you how to build massive bodybuilder type bodies with a lot of muscle, while you actually don't want that. You want more of a Greek god aesthetic look that is from the magazines, from the beach, and you are training and eating like a bodybuilder. You're eating like somebody who takes steroids, and that just doesn't make any sense. And so I've done the same thing. Basically, I followed the mainstream advice, and I got results. I can't lie. I built muscle. I looked bigger. I got stronger, but I didn't look aesthetic. I didn't look impressive. I didn't look attractive. I just looked bigger. And while that's all, of course, something that a lot of people want, it's not the end goal. And so if you follow that advice, you're never going to build the physique that you want. And today I'm going to show you kind of what's a better approach. Okay, so we have 3 steps mainly that we need to take. The first thing is you have to start training for proportions rather than size. And so the bodybuilder's goal is to build as much muscle as possible everywhere in the body. But the goal of a sculptor, the goal of an aesthetic physique and a Greek god physique is to build muscle in specific spots. So it's not building muscle everywhere. It's not spamming squat, bench, and deadlift and progressively overloading it. That's not your goal. With the Greek god physique, the main thing is the proportions. It's the V shape and it's the sort of masculine feature physique, right? So the muscles we're focusing on, as you heard before, are the shoulders, back, and upper chest. But people don't focus on them. They know they should, and they just still do squat, bench, and deadlift as their base. So as a new base, you want to build that upper shelf. Your focus now, your squat, bench, and deadlift are incline bench press with dumbbells or barbells, your weighted pull-ups, and your side delt raises. That's basically your squat bench. And I'm not even joking, dude. Literally, you need to reduce the amount of squat, bench, and deadlift because bench is going to build too much of your middle chest, which is not that aesthetic. You want the upper chest mostly. My middle chest and lower chest and bench, my bench is really weak. My lower and middle chest is underdeveloped, but like compared to what? It's underdeveloped compared to somebody who's a bodybuilder, right? But still it looks impressive and it looks good because I built other parts of my body, right? So upper chest, the bench press trains too much of your front delts and middle and lower chest, which we don't need at all. And incline bench kind of solves that. Also, side delt raises, don't do any chest pressing because that's going to do too much of your front delts. You want mainly the side delts, front delts. So if they're overdeveloped, they're going to create a forward posture and it's going to be worse for your proportions. Also, the deadlifts. Why deadlifts are not optimal? Well, deadlifts are going to build they're okay, but they're just way focused. They're going to tax your CNS a lot, and they're going to do a lot of your hamstrings, a lot of your glutes, which you don't need too much of when you're building an aesthetic physique. Because if you want it to be proportional to your upper side of your body, you need to be kind of minimizing the training of the legs. I currently only do legs 1 time a week, whereas before I did 2-3 times, like squatting. It doesn't make any sense. You're taxing your nervous system, you're hindering your recovery, and you're just not getting that many results in terms of like the pure aesthetics, pound per pound. Right, kilogram for kilogram. So yeah, and then the squatting also just too much legs. So make sure your focus is on your shoulders, your chest, upper chest, and your back, right? That's the first thing, right? You need to figure out and fix your training. I currently only train like 3 or 4 days a week of productive training, and then maybe I do some abs on the side and have fun and shit. So the second thing which you need to do if you want to get a Greek god physique is get fucking lean. Stop with this cope of being a bodybuilder who eats chicken and rice and a lot of oats and bread and is just bloated all the time and is 18-20% body fat going bear mode and shit. You're looking like a literal like pig. Like, don't do that. Stop doing it. Get lean as fuck. You want to be visible abs. I don't know. Like, I'm sitting down now, so it's like kind of shit, but you want visible abs, visible veins, definition in the muscles. That's the only way to get the Greek god physique. If you're above 12% body fat, you're not going to have good muscle definition. You're not going to have a tiny enough of a waist to get that Greek god look. and you're just gonna be missing it completely. So get fucking lean. What are the steps to getting lean? Just decrease your intake of food and increase your movement every single day, which is like super fucking simple. But you need to get on that next level of leanness if you want to achieve the right proportions, and if you want to achieve that grainier look that comes with being at a lower body fat percentage. This is way overlooked. Becoming lean, you just need to spend multiple months just lowering down your body fat percentage. Another cheat code for doing this is walking. I have a rule with all of my clients that they need to walk at least 5 to 10,000 steps a day, depending on what they are. Some of them are CEOs, so they can't fucking walk 10,000, 20,000 steps a day. But just for the bare minimum, like 5,000 steps a day, because it's gonna upregulate your metabolism, it's gonna improve your usage of fat as fuel, and it's an easy cardio that doesn't spike your cortisol. So that's the second thing. The third thing, which I don't see any people doing, and that kind of the fitness industry fucked lately, is just optimizing your hormones and testosterone maxing. So with the approach of your standard bread and chicken and rice and broccoli approach for the modern bodybuilders, that works for them because they are on steroids. They're taking hormones exogenously, and their body is working perfectly with those hormones because they're injecting them. If you're natural, and I guess you are when you're watching this video, you need to produce your hormones naturally. So you need to give your body the resources it needs to produce the testosterone and other hormones. And what is that fuel? That fuel is fat. You need a lot of fat and cholesterol in your diet if you want to build the proper amount of hormones, mainly of testosterone and growth hormone. So where is fat going to come from? It's not going to come from fucking chicken breast and broccoli, dude. It's going to come from fatty meat, beef, eggs, butter, organs. That's where the fat is going to come from. It's not going to come from like broccoli and I said that, rice and potatoes and stuff. So make sure you're getting a lot of fat. Like they did a study, optimal amount of fat for natural lifters is about 70 grams per day, which is way over. It's like double of what the modern like the bodybuilders do, like 35 grams maybe per day. Optimal for a natural lifter is like 75, maybe 80 grams per day, which is a lot more than people are eating. So start smashing down a lot of eggs for breakfast, a lot of minced beef that has fat in them. So that's the first thing. Well, then there's a plethora of other things you can do and should do on a day-to-day basis, like getting enough sun every day, the vitamin D spike in your test. You want to walk, decrease your exposure to microplastics. You want to decrease your exposure to endocrine disrupting chemicals in your like everyday supplies. So your soaps, the body washes, the water. You want to filter the water that you drink. You want to filter the water that you take showers in. You want to eat and drink from glass. Don't do those fucking plastic water bottles. They're estrogenic because they leach microplastics into your food. And don't eat too many vegetables and grains and legumes and soy and seeds and shit like that. Eat meat, beef, eggs, organs. That should be the base. There's a lot of other hormone boosting stuff you can do, like lowering down your cortisol. That's also why walking is a good thing. Avoid overtraining. Avoid stressing yourself out too much generally in the day-to-day basis, and that's gonna help you to reduce your cortisol. Cortisol actually keeps a lot of fat on your stomach, so that's also a great benefit. When you lower your cortisol, you want to lower your estrogen as well a little bit. That's gonna get you a grainier look. It's gonna get you more definition. Lowering down your prolactin also, it's gonna decrease your bloating and it's gonna give you a more shredded type of look. So that's basically it, dude. This is the 3 things that are gonna get you the Riga physique. If you learned something, make sure to follow.